Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Moon Outdoors. Guess what? I'm on my stealth for the first time. So I just got on the water, and so far feels great. Feels very tippy, but in reality the secondary stability is awesome. Look at that, just locks in right there. And same thing over here, just locks in right there. So I'm at my neighborhood lake, Lake Detoma. I'm going to be paddling about for a couple hours, getting used to this boat and getting used to this paddle. Maybe the wing paddle I told you guys about. Let's see how it goes. So far, I'm not gonna lie, feels a little weird. So after a couple of hours of paddling, I'll let you guys know what I think of Stealth Fusion 480. So let's talk about why I got Fusion 480. So it seems like there's quite a few people who does not understand why I would get Fusion 480 when I already had a Revo 13 and already have a good paddling kayak. So I've been wanting to get a offshore efficient paddling kayak with surf ability for quite some time now. I was looking at a handful of kayaks, and they were Wildy Tarpon 160, Ocean Kayak, Trident 15.5, and Jackson Kraken 15.5. And Viking Profish Reload and Swell Scupper 14. However, I did not have a storage for anything longer than 13.5, and my Revo 13 was just small enough to make that corner to the patio. So even though I wanted it, I couldn't really get it because I didn't have a storage for it. And then a few months back, Stealth announced this kayak, Fusion 480. Oh man, I was so excited because I was a huge fan of Stealth kayak for a long time, and I really like their hull shape, hull design, the efficiency. But at the same time, I wasn't quite ready for the fiberglass kayak yet. And all of a sudden, we decided to move, and now I have a garage where I can store a longer kayak. So I've been waiting and waiting for this to come out for a couple months. I think they released it to New Zealand first, and I knew they were going to be in the US anytime. And when I heard the rumor that they're going to be in the US, I called up Ruben. Ruben is one of the very few Stealth kayak dealer in the US. I met him through NCKA. I met him at Simply Fishing tournament. Simply Fishing was all about fundraising to raise money to help those people who are in need. So he's a really good guy. So I called him up, and he told me he should be getting some in about a week. When the time came, he called me. He just got the Fusion 480. So next day, I went over and picked up this kayak. So that didn't explain why I need this kayak, right? So the reason I wanted a good offshore paddling kayak with surf ability in the first place was I really enjoy paddling. I'm not gonna lie, I suck at it because I don't paddle much. I really enjoy it because not just because you get an upper body workout, I feel more connected to the kayak with the paddle in my hand. Therefore, I feel more intimate with the water as well. One of the reasons why I like kayak fishing is the intimacy with the water. Being on the boat is great, but you don't have that same intimacy with the water as on the kayak versus the boat. And because I fish out of a hobby kayak, I didn't really get to paddle much. And I also wanted to develop my paddling skill as well. Hobby Revolution is one of the better pedal kayak for the surf, but it does not come close to any good paddling kayak with the surfability. Oh, by the way, I'm easily cruising. I'm still getting used to this paddle, but I am easily cruising at around anywhere between 3.5 to 3.8 while I'm talking to you guys right now. If you guys just want to get on the kayak, get on the water, and go out there and fish, you cannot really beat pedal drive kayaks because they are so convenient. You know, they're pretty much hands-free, especially when it comes to trolling. Your hands are free for operating your downrigger, operating your reel and rod, etc. And of course, when you hook it to a salmon, it's much easier for you to keep tension on the line because you have ability to move forward while fighting the fish. So if your main focus is just get on the water on a kayak and fish, pedal drive, you cannot beat pedal drive. It's very convenient, and it's so convenient that kind of kept me away from paddling very much. However, if you want to enjoy a little more of actual kayaking aspect of kayak fishing rather than catching fish or trying to catch fish, I highly recommend a good paddling kayak. So my other paddling kayak, which is poor man's Tarpon 120, I love that thing because it's so light. It weighs about 60 pounds. Even though it's only 12 foot long, it's pretty narrow, 28 inches wide. So in most cases, I can keep up with a lot of pedal drive kayakers. However, I just wanted something a little more efficient, and I wanted something that has a little bit more feature. Bottom line is, the fish hatch right here is the selling point why I got this kayak. Because I can store all my rods, all my gear inside the hatch during surf launch and surf landing, and even if I flip, everything is inside and secure. I'm not gonna lose any items. None of my items will break. So this is definitely the selling point. And on top of that, the live well, which is working pretty good right now. I got a good amount of water inside here. Having a live well, oh man, this is awesome. Because like I said before, I fish out of River 13 and I store my cash in the rear hatch. And if I put a live well there, I don't really have room for any of my catches. So I always use the bait bucket or a bait tube. And those things are okay. But they're kind of annoying, high maintenance, I should say. You have to dip the bait bucket in the water every 5 to 10 minutes to keep the bait alive. And also, even if you are using a bait tube, it does cause drag. So I really didn't like that part. But as you can see, the live well is working excellent. So the bottom line is, I wanted to enjoy more of a kayaking aspect, and I really wanted to better my paddling skill as well. And eventually I want to take this out in the surf and go kayak surfing. That is my reason for getting a Fusion 480. And at this point, I'm gonna keep my Revo, and I do not know about my poor man's Tarpon 120. I might keep it, I might sell it. What do you think I should do with my Tarpon 120? I should say poor man's Tarpon 120. So I've been paddling around for about an hour now, and I'm still getting used to this wing paddle. Definitely you have a better bite each stroke, but still kind of feels weird. So I've been cruising at around 3.5 to 3.8, just talking and paddling. A little bit of against the wind, so I'm gonna try to get a little bit faster. try my Kobe paddle. This is a 230 and this one is adjustable 205 to 215. I'm playing around between 215 and 210. I kind of like the 210 right now better than 215, but definitely you have to paddle at a higher angle. But that the blade, I'm just not used to it, and this is more of a low angle blade. I personally like the wider high angle blade better. I was able to get 5.8 top speed with this paddle, and the cruising speed is about the same, 3.5, 3.8, without much of an effort. And definitely this paddle is heavier compared to the wing paddle, which is all carbon, which is not the lightest carbon out there, but it's pretty decent. I think this one weighs around 27 and 28 ounces. Yeah, it feels weird. I don't know if I can get used to this. Let me see what kind of top speed I can get with this one. Same speed, 5.8. One of the guy, I believe he's in SoCal, was able to get 6.2 top speed with his Fusion 480. And like I said before, I suck at paddling, so, and that paddle is way too long, and this paddle, I'm not used to it. The wing paddle, the blade. So if I have a high angle Euro blade, which is at around 210 or 215, I think I can get much better speed. With both paddles, I'm cruising at around 3.5 to 3.8 without much of effort. And another thing I want to mention is that a lot of people say with the paddle kayak, you are using a bigger muscle, your thigh muscle, which is way bigger than your arm and your shoulder combined. And that is true. And you are using some of your calf muscle as well. However, if you are paddling correctly, you're not just using your arm and your shoulder muscle. You are using your back, you are using your core, pretty much the whole upper body. And believe it or not, you are using your legs too. But the cruising speed, oh man, cruising at 3.8. When I'm not talking, I'm easily cruising at 3.8 or 4.0. Oh man, the live well is working great. You can actually see the water circulating when I'm moving forward. This is great. It definitely feels a little more tippy than Revo, and also than my paddle kayak. But the secondary, oh man, this is awesome right there. Secondary, right there. Just locks in. Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna paddle around a little bit more. I'm really enjoying being on the water and paddling. And like I said, I need to practice paddling more. So even though this is plastic kayak, it doesn't glide as well as the fiberglass kayak, but it actually glides pretty good. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna paddle 2 times on each side. So 1, 2, and I'm just gliding above 2 miles per hour. Now it dropped to 1.9, 1.8, 1.7, 1.5, 1.3, 1.2, 1.1, 1 mile, 0.95, 0.9, 0.85, 0.8, 0.75, 0.7, 0.65, 0.5. Alright, now that I'm kind of used to the wing paddle a little bit, and I got it up to 6.25 with much less effort. Alright. Seems like the more I paddle this thing, the more I like it. And like I said, you feel so much more connected to the kayak and so much more connected to the water. Okay, so the best way for me to explain the intimacy with the water is since I'm a biker, I compare it to riding a motorcycle rather than driving a car. So when you're riding a motorcycle, you know, whether you are counter steering or whether you are leaning with the turn, you feel so much more connected to the road rather than just turning your steering wheel. And you feel your tires just like glued to the road through those turns. It's kind of like that. Can't wait for me to improve my paddling skill and actually take this out and surfing. It will be awesome. That's my goal. Surfing with this kayak. So this is gonna be it for today. And as you can tell, I got the GoPro mount, I got the fish finder installed, I got the transducer installed. I actually did this yesterday and I filmed it. I'll share that video with you guys in near future. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more and go outside and enjoy the outdoors.